Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Before we continue on, I will like to remind you, just like before, I am not a lawyer. I am not certified to practice law in Vietnam. I'm just a foreigner from the United States who knows about the labor code. This video is going to be a little short today because I'm trying to do these piece by piece so I can go ahead and get my whole idea out there, but in bits and pieces instead of a super long format, 1 hour long video like I normally like to do. So, the other day I mentioned about Decree 152 2020 NDCP and Article 8, Clause 2. Now, that combined with this, which is Article 154 of the Labor Code. You remember it said Article, I think it was 4, 6, and 8 of Article 154. Now, I qualify for Article 8. And that right here, again, just like I mentioned, this is the English version on this side, Vietnamese version on this side. Since this is the law of Vietnam, that's why I show the Vietnamese version at the same time. The English version isn't the legal version. It's the Vietnamese one that is. That's why I show both of them together. So anyways, now just bear in mind I got everything for free. I'm not going to say where, but I did get it for free. So we are going to go ahead and move on. All right, so Article 154, Clause 8, right here. Gets married with a Vietnamese citizen and wishes to reside in Vietnam. And here's the Vietnamese equivalent right here. It says the exact same thing. So this right here means that if you are male or female and you are married to a Vietnamese citizen, you do not need a work permit or a work permit exemption certificate. And instead of having to wait, instead of 10 days, it's now 7 days for a brand new work permit, instead of having to wait that long or even having to wait a single day for a renewal. All you have to do is tell them that you are, married, you don't need a work permit, you don't want one, and you will have to wait about 3 days apparently. Now, that time may have been improved since they've improved the work permit application times. So it may not even be 3 days anymore. Maybe just 1 day, but I'm not sure. So please don't quote me on that. Again, I'm just saying about what I know. So again, if you are married, you do not need a work permit. This also means that if you are married to a Vietnamese citizen, you do not need a TRC card either because you get that yourself, which means your business does not need to provide you with a work permit or a TRC card because you take care of that stuff yourself. Now, here's the thing. If you choose to have a work permit, even though you are married, that's your choice. And we'll go ahead and get into that later, the pros and cons of having versus not having a work permit. Now, the thing is, though, is the fact that if you notice, Article 155, and I know that I'm only supposed to talk about one article at a time, but this is really important. The maximum duration of a work permit is 2 years. A work permit may be extended once for up to 2 more years. Now, recently, they went ahead and changed the rules that specifically state that a work permit can be used as proof of your work experience, so you can go ahead and get another work permit here in Vietnam. Legally, from what I remember, you must have at least 3 years of certified work experience in order to get a work permit here in Vietnam. Now, a previous work permit can prove that you do have work experience. Besides a certified letter of you having the experience, a previous work permit definitely helps. So if you want to get a work permit but you don't have one yet, it's going to be difficult. If you already have one and you want to continue to get one, that's your choice. If it is your choice whether or not you have to have a work permit. Now, if you are single, you're not married, or your spouse is not Vietnamese, you must have a work permit. If you don't have one and they catch you, you will be deported with a do not return order attached to your little file or whatever it is they have. That's the reason why a lot of backpackers and fake English teachers or tourist teachers, that's why they all fled when COVID happened. Because of the fact that restrictions got really tight, and unless you actually knew people or you had an actual sizable savings, you couldn't do anything. That's the reason why a lot of fake teachers left. So this is a twofer, and it's going to be a little short. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the other articles later on, but these two are the ones that I wanted to talk about today. That talks about exemption from work permit, and then the other one that I mentioned earlier. Please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to this channel, as well as comment on this video. Talk to your friends about it. I'm hoping that my voice and my image goes ahead and reaches a lot of English teachers and a lot of people who are curious about learning English and teaching English here in Vietnam. See, there's a lot of people, especially on Facebook, that probably won't like what I'm doing, telling people the truth and all that. So what I'm going to say is this, is that if you want to insult me, please make sure it's good. But also remember that if you insult me, I do reserve the right to go ahead and roast you in return on my channel. So I'm going to go ahead and say, have a good day, be safe, and please make sure to keep watching for my next videos.